Hello, I'm LuNEJuNE and welcome to the most popular PvP decks. For today's video, I'll be talking a lot about the infamous most trigger warning dice in the world, Assphoon. Now Assphoon was always strong, I mean very strong. From the start of random dice till now, Assphoon always remained sort of reliable all the way through. Now after the release of Bounty and the new battlefield board Prism, Assphoon is way more popular than before. Let's dive into the video. This comes as my number 5 most played deck. It's pretty simple, the annoying bug-like deck Assphoon. But this time with a twist. Assphoon was used with Sacrifice mainly because it was the only support dice that gave SP. Now we have the option to choose Bounty. Why Bounty? We now have a board that allows projectile and effect of the dice double with the help of the Luminous Prism battlefield skin. This means we can potentially get double the SP than a Sacrifice or none at the same time. The pro side to using this deck is that you can get massive profit if you can get a few bounties from the start. The downside is that without much help from Prism or Bounty, it starts to crumble. Decks that can beat this with no worries are Yin-Yang decks, mainly Switch. Decks that just sort of die to this deck are decks that don't include Sacrifice. Royang has been always good in the meta, mainly because of Switch. This little dice can block Assassin and IX. Anyway, the pros to using this deck is you can easily counter IX decks and Assassin decks. The downside is that Royal is a huge issue. Strong against Assassin and IX decks as I said, and very weak to any deck that has Royal in it. I did talk about this last episode of the popular deck series, and this was the 5th. Now it is the 3rd. I guess people found out the potential of this deck. This time it is using Bounty as its support dice like the Assphoon Bounty deck. The reasons are the same, so no more explaining is needed. One strong thing about this deck is that you can send multiple assassins to pretty much finish off your opponent. But one huge flaw is that you cannot survive round 3, resulting in your painful death. Strong against no sack, no switch combo, and very weak against yes sack, yes switch combo, which is Yin Yang. Oh my god, this deck is the scariest thing of all. Once they get a bunch of bounty set up, they probably won. Except if you have Sacrifice or Switch. This video is brought to you by the YINYANG Gang. Funny enough, with Sacrifice it is very hard to survive this beast, but Switch, it's child's play in front of Switch. Pros are you can beat opponents in less than a minute, becoming the fastest way to grind trophies. Cons are it's very gambly. If you don't have Bounty on your first dice, you pretty much lost. Strong against decks that don't have Sacrifice, yes you, Flameflow Royal, this is your counter. Weak against Yin Yang decks. Do I need explanation on this deck at this point? Yes? Fine. Solarlunar that I'm talking about is this variant of the bunch, Sacrifice Solarlunar variant. You can use the 5th Voyager Log board skin, Frost Crystal Rift board skin, or the Final Colosseum board skin. This deck is very strong and can go up to round 15 if you have good stats. Pros are it's very flexible and can beat most opponents. Cons are it's not beginner friendly. Strong against non-Solarlunar and Yin Yang decks, and weak against other Solarlunars that have extra stall in them.